In Mexico in the 80s, you didn't need a big meal to feel rich. You just needed 5 pesos to buy these delicious treats. A lot of them still exist today, but they don't hit the same level. The flavor feels softer. The texture feels different. In this video, we're taking a full trip back to 25 Mexican snacks and candies every 80s kid remembers that just aren't the same anymore. Stick with me, because somewhere on this list is a candy you had to operate like a toy. And another one that looked cute on the wrapper, but felt slightly terrifying once it started melting in your hand. Number 25. Brinquitos. This wasn't really a candy you simply ate. It was candy you activated. You tore open that tiny packet and immediately felt like you were holding a little problem in your hand. Bright powder, loud color, and the guarantee your face was about to betray you. The proper way was wet finger, tiny tap, small dose. But nobody stayed proper for long. Because the second it touched saliva, it fizzed and popped like it was alive. Sharp, sour, fruity, with that tickle on your tongue that made your eyes squint on their own. And then, of course, you did it again. Brinquitos was cheap, chaotic, and perfect for recess because it turned candy into a challenge. Who could handle the most without making the face? Who was brave enough to dump the whole packet straight onto their tongue like a maniac? It wasn't just flavor, it was a mini show. Number 24. Marías. These cookies were never trying to impress anybody. They were the quiet, dependable cookie that lived in every house like a family member. Adults had them with coffee, kids had them with hot chocolate, and everyone had that same ritual. Dunk, wait, pray it doesn't fall apart too early, then bite into that soft, crumbly sweetness. They weren't overly sugary, and that's exactly why they worked. You could eat 5 without noticing, especially once they soaked up your drink and turned into that gentle, comforting bite. Marías aren't just a cookie in your memory. They're the sound of a cup hitting the table and someone saying, "Ven, siéntate," like the afternoon just officially started. Number 23. Banderillas. Tamarind or chamoy candy, wrapped around a straw, dipped in chili like it was dressed for a fight. You'd pull one out and your first instinct was to lick it politely. And then you remembered you're not that kind of kid. You bit into the fruit paste, got that sweet sour punch, and then the chile showed up and suddenly your whole mouth was wide awake. And the funniest part is, banderillas always felt like they had multiple lives. Kids were snacking on them, trading them like currency, and later on, you'd see them show up like a badge in a michelada, like the snack grew up with you. In the 80s, they felt like a little secret weapon, simple, spicy, and impossible to ignore. Number 22. Cacahuates Japoneses. These peanuts were everywhere. Markets, corner shops, road trips, and that one ant's bowl that was always for guests. Crunchy shell, slightly sweet finish, and that addictive just one more loop that never ended. As a kid, you didn't care about the backstory. You cared about the sound. That crackle in your teeth felt like a reward all by itself. And if you ever ate them with lime and hot sauce, it turned into a whole event, like you'd upgraded a simple snack into street food level. Even now you can still find them, but the old ones taste like long bus rides, warm weather, and hands that were always a little sticky from something. Number 21. Doritos. Doritos were never meant to be eaten plain. Plain was just the starting line. The real version was when you had those puffed wheat wheels in a bowl, hit them with lime until they got that little glossy shine, then drowned them in Valentina like you were making an important decision. Suddenly, it wasn't just a snack, it was the taste of the street outside school. Crunchy, airy, salty, sour, spicy, messy. You didn't eat Doritos quietly. You ate them leaning forward like you were watching a game, fingers moving, mouth working, eyes scanning to see if somebody was about to ask you for un poquito. Number 20. Sabritones. They looked innocent until you treated them correctly. On their own, they were light, airy, salty wheat cracklings that disappeared fast. But the real move was hot sauce. You poured Valentina over them until the edges started softening, then hit them with lime, and suddenly you were holding street snack perfection. Crunchy, then slightly chewy, then that spicy sour bite that made your mouth water even after you stopped. In the 80s, this was the cheat code. Take something cheap, add 2 ingredients, and turn it into a full experience. It felt like you'd hacked your own cravings. Number 19. Lemon 7. This wasn't just candy. It was a tool. It lived in backpacks like contraband. You'd tap some into your palm, wet your finger, dip, repeat. Like a loop you couldn't escape. And the flavor wasn't complicated. That's what made it dangerous. Clean, salty sour, sharp enough to make your jaw tighten for 1 second, then immediately pull you back for the next hit. The best part was what it did to everything else. Fruit became exciting. Chips became louder. Even cucumber turned into a party. You can still find sour powders now, sure. But back then, it felt like you had a tiny superpower in your pocket. Number 18. Miguelito. Once you had Miguelito, normal snacks felt unfinished. That's the truth. Sweet, salty, tangy, chile-kissed, like it was built to make your mouth water before you even tasted it. Kids didn't use Miguelito carefully. They ate it straight from the palm like it was normal behavior. They sprinkled it on mango, watermelon, chips, anything that stood still long enough. And recess turned into a lab, mixing, daring, comparing who could handle more without making the face. Miguelito still exists, but in the 80s, it felt like it was everywhere, like the whole country agreed. This is the taste of fun, and we're not negotiating. Number 17. Lucas Muecas Chamoy. This candy wasn't trying to be gentle, it was trying to teach you something. A lollipop paired with a chili chamoy dip that made your tongue work the second it touched. Sweet first, then sour, then spicy. Like the flavor kept changing the rules while you were playing. And if you were a kid, the best part wasn't even eating it. It was watching somebody else try it for the first time. That pause. That hold on wow face. That instant mouth-watering reaction, like their body got surprised. Lucas Muecas didn't just taste good, it made you feel like you'd unlocked a whole new category of candy. Number 16. Pelón Pelo Rico. This wasn't a snack, it was an activity. You held the little plastic wings pushed up and watched tamarind hair rise out of the top like you were doing a full salon session in the middle of recess. And somehow, that made it 10 times more satisfying. The taste was pure Mexico. Sweet tamarind, salty chili, sour edges, bold enough to wake you up, friendly enough to keep going. In the 80s, interactive candy felt futuristic. Like adults didn't fully understand how fun it was, which made it even better. You can still buy it now. But that first time as a kid, that specific feeling can't be recreated. Number 15. Duvalín was an after-school ritual in a tiny cup. You peeled the lid, grabbed the little plastic spoon, and immediately had to choose what kind of kid you were. The mixer or the separator? Strawberry with vanilla, hazelnut with vanilla, hazelnut with strawberry. No matter what, it was sticky, sweet, creamy, and weirdly satisfying. In a way that made you scrape the edges like you paid for it with real sacrifice. The 80s memory of Duvalín is always thicker and richer than it has any right to be. And it always disappeared too fast, like the cup evaporated the second you got comfortable. Number 14. Mazapán de la Rosa. Mazapán was dramatic by design. You unwrapped it carefully because you already knew the risk. One wrong squeeze and it would crack, turning into peanut dust treasure you'd still eat anyway. That's what made it unforgettable. It demanded patience, and childhood rarely has patience. The flavor was simple and perfect. Sweet peanut, slightly toasted, soft in that old school way that felt almost delicate. And even when it shattered, it didn't matter, because the crumbs were part of the experience. Today you can still find it, but the memory includes the setting, recess, laughter, and somebody yelling, "No, say rompio!" like a real tragedy just happened. Number 13. Pulparindo. Pulparindo looked harmless at first. A neat little candy in a wrapper, like it was going to be polite. Then you bit it and the tamarind hit. Dark fruitiness, salt waking up your tongue, chili making it feel intense even when you were still a kid. It was sticky in a way that made you work for it, so it lasted longer than most candies, and that made it feel important. And the best part was the confidence it gave you. You handed someone a Pulparindo and watched them decide if they were brave or not. You can still buy it now, yes. But the first Pulparindo you had in the 80s felt louder, like your taste buds were meeting a whole new personality. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this trip back, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you don't miss the next one, because there are still so many flavors we haven't dug up yet. Now, let's keep unwrapping. Number 12. Terrine Splendide. This wasn't recess chocolate. This was living room chocolate. The kind you saw in someone's house and immediately understood you had to behave. Each piece wrapped in shiny foil like a tiny luxury, mint, coffee, cherry, and even unwrapping it felt like a ritual. The flavors were adult on purpose. Mint that wasn't childish. Coffee that tasted like a serious little espresso bite. Cherry with that slightly forbidden vibe, like you were borrowing a grown-up moment. Terrine still exists, but splendid in your memory feels like a ghost of that old elegance when one small chocolate could make you sit up straighter. Number 11. Adam's Gum. Before gum became a galaxy of pellets and exploding centers, Adam's was clean and simple. That little yellow box with red letters felt like a staple, like bus fare or house keys. You slid out the tray and there they were, white tablets and wax paper, lined up like they mattered. Spearmint, cinnamon, even that violet flavor people argued about. And for so many kids, Adam's belonged to the movies. Popcorn in one hand, gum in the other, and that first chew felt like the opening credits. The flavor didn't scream, it stayed. Gum today is louder, but that quiet, classic chew, it doesn't exist in the same way. Number 10. Sonrix's Magic Box. This wasn't just sweets, this was a system. You bought the little box, the excitement started in your hands, and the real treasure wasn't even the candy, it was the figurine. Sonrix understood kids perfectly. Surprise is power, and collecting is an obsession. That's why the playground turned into a tiny stock market, trading duplicates, negotiating like business people, showing off what character you got like it was status. The candy was fine, sure, but the magic box made snack time feel like luck, like discovery, like winning. Brands still try toy plus sweet today, but that schoolyard collecting fever, you can't find it like that anymore. Number 9. Frescas. Most candy-coated chocolates wanted to be perfect spheres. Frescas didn't care. They were irregular little pebbles, tiny chocolate stones with thick, crunchy shells in soft pastel colors. And that thick shell mattered. You bit down and got a real crack, dry and satisfying. Then the creamy chocolate inside melted, and suddenly the contrast became addictive. Even the packaging felt different. A small box you could slide open and offer to friends, like you were sharing something classy. Frescas disappeared quietly, and that's what hurts, because nothing else tastes exactly like that thick crunch into soft chocolate. Number 8. Lunetas. Lunetas were the one-at-a-time candy. You poured a few into your hand, pretended you were sharing, and then slowly ate them like you were being responsible. Bright shells, chocolate inside, and that tiny crack when you bit down. Perfect for movie nights, road trips, school breaks, anytime you wanted your candy to last because you controlled the pace. Lunetas still exist, but the 80s version lives in a world where everything felt bigger. The colors, the excitement, the feeling of getting away with candy before dinner. Number 7. Bocadine. Bocadine didn't need a gimmick. It was wafer and chocolate, done right. You bit in, the wafer snapped clean, and the filling melted into that smooth sweetness that made you feel like you just made the correct life choice. Simple enough for adults, perfect for kids because it was crunchy, creamy, and fast. It disappeared without ceremony. 1 minute in your hand, next minute just a wrapper. And that's why it's tied to memory. Bukadine tasted like an uncomplicated win, like the easiest happiness. Number 6. Cranky. Some kids wanted chewy, some wanted sticky. Cranky was for kids who wanted sound. You bit down and it snapped and crackled like the bar was announcing itself. Not elegant, just satisfying. Crunch in every bite, chocolate holding it together, and you ate it fast because the crunch was the main event. Cranky still gets talked about like a legend because it wasn't just taste, it was a texture drama. And the memory always says the same thing. It used to feel sharper, richer, louder. Number 5. Churrumais. Churrumais had that specific magic. Airy corn crunch with a lime chili vibe that made your mouth water before you even swallowed. It left your fingers scented for the rest of the afternoon, like evidence you'd had fun. And if you were the kind of kid who added lime or hit it with hot sauce, it stopped being a snack and became a full street-style dish in your hands. You can still find churrumais now, but the memory version always has more seasoning, more heat, and more freedom, like you just got out of school and the day is yours. Number 4. Rancheritos. Rancheritos were not polite. They hit salty, spicy, and loud like the snack was trying to wake you up. That first bite didn't ease in, it arrived. Crunch, seasoning, then the instinct to lick your fingers because the best part stayed behind. These were the chips you ate when you wanted your snack to feel like energy. And if you added lime, it sharpened into something almost addictive. Rancheritos still exist, but the 80s memory feels stronger because you remember the scene. Heat outside, noise of friends, and the feeling that one small bag could upgrade your whole afternoon. Number 3. Doritos Pizzarolas. Let's be honest, it didn't taste like real pizza. And that was fine, because it tasted like pizzarolas. Bold, spiced, herby, slightly tangy, a little weird, and completely addictive. That neon green bag screamed from the shelf. And when you opened it, the smell hit you before the chip even did. You ate them too fast, then wished you'd slowed down because suddenly the bag was empty and your fingers were still covered in seasoning dust. People call it a treasure that disappeared too soon for a reason. Even if you find it now, the version in your head is always louder. Number 2. Chutazos. Some candies were made to savor. Chutazos were made to celebrate. That little packet felt like it belonged in a soccer match more than a lunchbox. And inside were tiny hard candies shaped like soccer balls. Small, solid, and dangerously easy to kick straight into your mouth. That was the ritual. Tear the corner, tilt the packet, and score. Fruity flavor hits fast, sharp enough to keep your mouth awake. And because they were hard, they lasted long enough for a whole walk home. But what made Chutazos legendary wasn't just taste, it was the setting. Dirt fields, sidewalk matches, kids yelling, "Goal!" like it meant something spiritual, and somebody pulled out a packet like it was pre-game fuel. Even if you find soccer candies now, that exact feeling, snack as a sport, just isn't the same. Number 1. Paleta Payaso. This one is more than candy. It's an icon. A big marshmallow covered in chocolate, with gummy eyes and a gummy mouth, smiling at you like it knew exactly what it was doing. Part of the magic was the size. It lasted longer than most treats, and it turned your hands into sticky proof you were having a good day. That first bite was perfect. The snap of chocolate, then the soft marshmallow collapsing into sweetness. And even when the face looked slightly creepy, nobody cared, because it tasted like birthdays, piñatas, recess rewards, and being chosen at the shop. You can still buy a payaso today, but the 80s version in your mind is always bigger, softer, louder, and tied to an era you can't unwrap again. And that's our trip through 25 flavors that still live in the most important place of all, the palette of memory. Now tell me, which one hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments, because we're reading every story. And if you want more lost flavors, more corner shop legends, subscribe, and we'll keep digging together.